serious national security laws and then obstructing and refusing to cooperate with the FBI.
Yeah, whatever this spectacle is that's unfolding before us, let's remember what this case is about. Let's remember what this indictment charges. Again, Donald Trump is charged with a series of federal felonies for mishandling the most sensitive government documents that we have and for obstruction of justice, along with Walt Nauta, who is charged with intentionally setting up lies to the grand jury, to the FBI. Any way you look at this, and again, despite whatever may be going on in that restaurant, this case isn't going to be settled legally in a cafe. It's going to be settled in the court based on the facts and law.
The folks in the control room, I don't need to see any more of that. He's trying to turn this in. He's trying to turn it into a spectacle, into a campaign ad. That's enough of that. We've seen it already. Let's go over again the 37 charges that Donald Trump is facing.
All right, guys. So what you just saw there was Jake Tapper going into full-blown panic mode after Trump's arraignment did not go the way that CNN thought that it would go. In fact, he went down to Miami, okay, to show up to court, okay, and to do everything he needed to do. But of course, because he's Trump, he had a ton of supporters outside supporting him. And again, let's just say that CNN's interviews with some of these supporters outside did not go the way that they thought it would go. Take a look.
Forward. Now, of course, we expect a lot of litigation. We expect that the former president's legal team is going to go to bat, trying to make sure that they fight out every single thing that the Justice Department tries to restrict the president with. Jake?
All right. Obviously a fan of CNN behind Evan Perez.
But here is what some of his supporters had to say out here.
I think it's absolute tyranny. That's what it is out here. It's tyranny. That's what we're seeing from the Biden system and from the DOJ. It just keeps getting worse.
We don't even care if he's going to be in jail, and we have to write him in. You know, to a lot of us, it's like Trump or nothing. Like, we're not even looking at DeSantis as a second option. We're not looking at anybody else as a second option.
And it also happened to be Trump's birthday. So when he showed up to a Cuban restaurant, the supporters there started singing happy birthday to the best president that we've had in recent history. And again, Jake Tapper hated it. He hated to see it, okay? So he told CNN to cut away from it. I can't stand to see Trump be celebrated, okay? It's making him look good. It makes him look like that people actually really are not buying into what is obviously a political witch hunt coming from the Biden administration, because they are trying to lock up their political opponents. But again, like I told you guys, a lot of people showed up in support of Trump, and, you know, some anti-Trump protesters, or at least one, ended up getting arrested, unfortunately, after he tried to jump in front of Trump's motorcade.
Armed officers in some of these vehicles. The people rushing towards one of the vehicles. They may have slowed down, given them away. A chaotic scenes.
Yeah, again, that is unfortunate, because I think that Secret Service should have let evolution do its job there, right? That is what I think. But, you know, hey, it's interesting because, again, the mainstream liberal media has been covering this Trump indictment because, again, they have Trump derangement syndrome. CNN promised us that they will move into a direction where they're not covering Trump 24/7. However, they can't help themselves because they are absolutely desperate for ratings. So leading up to all of this, they have been interviewing people in the GOP, okay? I did a video maybe yesterday or a couple days ago about Dana Bash interviewing Vivek Ramaswamy about Trump's indictment, in which he put on a masterclass in regards to how to handle the media, as he exposed the hypocrisy of CNN to her face, and the fact that they're not doing their job as journalists and asking tougher questions, or more questions about if this is politically motivated at the direction of Joe Biden, okay? And yeah, she got offended, okay, when Vivek Ramaswamy basically told her how to do her job, okay? She also did an interview with Jim Jordan, in which, you know, Jim Jordan was saying things out loud on CNN that they don't want people like me and you or the rest of the American people to hear, and she had to basically cut him off. But before we get into that, we have to have a word from the sponsor of this video, Noble Gold. Just as King Charles III of Britain has a crown with the timeless wealth of gold, you can enrich your future with the enduring value of a gold IRA. Like those precious crowns, a gold IRA doesn't tarnish over time. It shines brighter in economic turmoil. It's a hedge against inflation and stability in volatile markets. This month, the first gold quarter-ounce gold bullion coin ever issued with King Charles III's image can be yours with your own qualifying gold IRA or 401k rollover of at least $50,000 or more. Call Noble Gold Investments today at 877-646-5347 to get started, or go to noblegoldinvestments.com. That's noblegoldinvestments.com. And just remember, there's a risk with every investment, and there's no guarantee of any kind.
This is so political. In 2016, I mean, every election we've now seen this, Dana. 2016, it was a dossier that they used. They knew it was false. They used it to go get a warrant to spy on his campaign. 2018, it was the Mueller investigation.
Okay.
2020,
let me just stop you.
Laptop story with the 51 former intel officials. 2022.
Let me stop you right there, sir. First of all, I want to go back to just one of the things that you
now
said.
They're indicting him before the 2024 presidential race.
July 21st.
Every single election they've done something.
On July 21st, a recording of a...
Yeah. We can't let you go off script on air, Jim Jordan. We can't let you give all the reasons why this is a political witch hunt on air. Jim, you're going off script, right? You're going off script, okay? So later on, Dana Bash, okay, in their coverage of Trump's arraignment, she goes on this... I guess this little mini rant about how the GOP and the GOP candidates are defending Trump, how they aren't coming out here and using this to attack Trump, almost as if she doesn't actually really understand the politics of the Republican Party. Take a look.
Never mind on just the basics of the law, but just if you look at the politics, why wouldn't they be just kicking him as much as they can, metaphorically speaking, because he's in trouble? Like, why wouldn't they be trying to take him down? They're running against him. It really doesn't make a whole lot of sense when you just think about these other candidates, and their goal is supposedly to be the nominee, and they have to beat him.
Yeah, an extremely silly question, right? An extremely stupid question that only an uneducated CNN journalist would ask on national television. Which is, okay, why are the GOP candidates not using this to attack Trump? Well, one, because they know that their careers would be over, right? They know that they would not be able to win, that would not play well with the current Republican base of them attacking Trump over what is obviously a political witch hunt, okay? Charges, again, that would never be brought against anybody else except Trump, right? It wasn't brought against Hillary, not Mike Pence. Damn sure probably not happening to Joe Biden. Okay, only Trump. Everybody knows that this is political. Also, on top of that, if any of these guys have any political savvy, and they actually, care about the future and don't want to participate in this very, very, very disturbing precedent that, in my opinion, is an attack on our republic, they wouldn't go along with this because they know that, well, if they weaponize this against Trump, they can weaponize this against me. Right? Again, if they do this to Trump, who else are they willing to lock up and throw in jail? Okay, they'll throw anybody in jail. Okay, we know Democrats do not give a damn about throwing political opponents in jail. Just look what happened with January 6th. Okay, they threw people in jail simply for taking a tour of the Capitol, sponsored by the Capitol Police. Again, it's amazing stuff, right? But Dana Bash, for whatever reason, can't figure that out. So, anyways, the mainstream liberal media meltdown over Trump's arraignment not going the way that they wanted to go continues, as they don't want to cover what Trump said in response after leaving court.
We do have now some of the sound. As I told you, we're not, and the audience, we're not carrying his remarks live because, frankly, he says a lot of things that are not true and sometimes potentially dangerous.
We knew heading into this that he was planning to make these remarks. We are prepared for his pre-fundraiser remarks tonight to again be essentially a Trump campaign speech. Because of that, we do not intend to carry these remarks live. As we have said before in these circumstances, there is a cost to us as a news organization to knowingly broadcast untrue things. We are here to bring you the news. It hurts our ability to do that if we live broadcast what we fully expect in advance to be a litany of lies and false accusations, no matter who says them. And I do not say this with any glee. I hope it is clear that this is not a glib decision. We take our responsibilities seriously. We revisit decisions like this all the time. We make the best call that we can in real time, every time. But tonight, our call is this. We will monitor that speech by the newly indicted former president. We will not carry his remarks live. If he says anything newsworthy, we promise we will turn that right around and bring it back to you.
Yeah, so I'm going to respond to that, okay? But first, because they don't want you to hear what Trump actually said in his defense, I'll play a few clips of what Trump said in his defense anyways, so that we can hear it. Take a look.
Today we witnessed the most evil and heinous abuse of power in the history of our country. Very sad thing to watch. A corrupt sitting president had his top political opponent arrested on fake and fabricated charges of which he and numerous other presidents would be guilty, right in the middle of a presidential election in which he is losing very badly. This is called election interference. More importantly, it's a political persecution like something straight out of a fascist or a communist nation. This day will go down in infamy, and Joe Biden will forever be remembered as not only the most corrupt president in the history of our country, but perhaps even more importantly, the president who, together with a band of his closest thugs, misfits, and Marxists, tried to destroy American democracy. But they will fail, and we will win bigger and better than ever before. The Espionage Act has been used to go after traitors and spies. It has nothing to do with a former president legally keeping his own documents. As president, the law that applies to this case is not the Espionage Act, but very simply the Presidential Records Act, which is not even mentioned in this ridiculous 44-page indictment. Under the Presidential Records Act, which is civil, not criminal, I had every right to have these documents.
Yeah, so it's amazing to me, okay, that we live in a society, in a country where the mainstream liberal media refuse to air the remarks of the former president of the United States who has just been indicted, okay? Remarks in which he is defending himself from the allegations in the indictment, and they decide that, hey, we're not going to let people hear the president defend himself. Again, almost as if the media believes that they're the ones that should decide what's true and what's not true. Because, you know, apparently their justification for not airing Trump's remarks is that, well, he's going to lie, right? He's going to tell a bunch of lies. And as a news organization, we can't knowingly air lies, right? Again, the same news organization that lied about Trump conspiring with Russia. We all know MSNBC was nothing but Trump-Russia collusion, which turned out to be false, okay? They aired that for 4 years straight. Rachel Maddow, in particular, went on air and aired comments and made claims about the COVID-19 vaccine that just were not true, okay? Claims that could have misled people to take the vaccine, thinking that it had effects or it did something that it actually did not do, okay? She openly said that on air. They lied about the origins of COVID-19. They also told us that Hunter Biden's laptop was Russian disinformation, okay? But again, these are the people that are telling us that they should be the arbiters of truth, okay? You voters are too dumb to decide what's true and what's not true and whether or not you want to believe Trump, okay, and the things that he's saying. No. We have to determine that for you. Therefore, we're not going to air it, okay? And we're just going to tell you that everything he's saying is a lie, right? Again, it's amazing how that works. Again, these people claim to be against fascism, but the media clearly is acting in a fascist way. They are engaging in overt election interference, right? This is what they're doing, okay? Just like the deep state is engaging in election interference by trying to jail a presidential candidate, okay, while he's running for office, the mainstream liberal media is capitulating, is working in conjunction with them by refusing to allow the president to defend himself or to air the president defending himself, right? That's what's happening here. They're straight up doing blatant election interference. They're afraid that their audience might hear Trump and what Trump is saying and believe him and say, you know, maybe this is a political witch hunt, right? Maybe Biden is weaponizing the DOJ to go after his political opponent, which, again, would make this a banana republic type country, type nation, right? Something that we really shouldn't want in this country, right? But again, Democrats, that's exactly what they want. This is exactly what they believe in. Right. So, you know, it's just hilarious to see MSN melt down over Trump's arraignment not going the way that they wanted it to go, and then turning around and censoring the former president of the United States and then trying to call themselves a news organization. OK, you're not a news organization. You are a propaganda outlet, and particularly CNN. Right. The fact they're not airing this stuff after the firing of their new CEO. Guy got fired, okay? I mean, he stepped down, but really he got pushed out because the people there didn't like the fact that he tried to make CNN neutral, okay? They didn't like the fact that they had a town hall with Trump, and now that the guy is gone, what you see is the anchors at CNN openly, again, being exactly what they want to be, which is propagandists, which is fascist, right? This is what they're doing. Okay, they're showing you straight up, we don't think we should air these Trump speeches, right? We should only cover negative things, don't cover anything that could potentially be positive. And they're showing you exactly why their ratings are so bad, okay? They're not going to out MSNBC, right? They're not going to. And this is why they're going to fail, right? This is why they continue to lose viewers, because of this right here. So, hey, it is what it is. Let me know what you guys think. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Most importantly, share a Black conservative perspective. Peace.